Hey everybody, welcome back. So this is a video that I've been wanting to make for a while, but I have just gotten flooded with so many other things and trying to get as many outside things done as I can before I finally admit it's too hot to do anything outside, and I think I've reached that point. So, as some of you may know, if you've watched my channel for long, I'm kind of like flashlights, and I'm sure a lot of you guys like flashlights too. And I've been picking up interesting and different flashlights for a long time. For example, and this is my last Eternalight. For those of you who have been around and in flashlights for a while, you might remember the Eternalight. And this was one of the first really cool LED flashlights ever made. And it did all kinds of crazy stuff. It had different modes, flash mode, and you could change the rate of the flashing. It had a strobe mode, and again, you could change the rate of the strobe. And then it had this dazzle mode, and you could change some things about that with this adjust button. And then, of course, it flashed the SOS like they all did. And you could adjust the rate of these up and down. I don't know why we're not doing it now. There we go. You can adjust that up and down and only turn on one LED, and you could pick and choose which one you wanted. And on that one LED, this thing would run for like a month. But and this one was the X-ray version that also, and you probably can't see it, there was a little LED inside that blinked. There, I think you got it. There you go. It helped you find, and you could turn it on solid, but of course that used more batteries. And I used to have a bunch of, not a bunch, 4 or 5 of these, and I've given them as gifts back when you could still buy them, you know, for 50 or 70 bucks. They've been out of business for a long time. This is the last one I have, and it only has one screw left that tightens. That was the biggest defect in these, was the little plastic, you know, posts that stick up that the hold down screws go into would break. They made a more expensive one that had a brass insert, but still it was in another little plastic post, and the plastic post broke off, so it didn't really matter whether it had an insert or not. I've been meaning to see if I couldn't figure out how to 3D print new housings for it, but right now it sits in a drawer and I'm fine with that. Then I have an old Surefire E2E Executive, and it's got the KL1 LED head on it. Carried that for a while. And this was really interesting. This was a light made by a company called Pila. And this one had the halogen bulb in this end, and these used rechargeable batteries. And then in this end, it had 5 small LEDs that you turned on and off just by tightening that end. It didn't do anything special. They just go on and off, but it also had a pretty bright glow-in-the-dark ring around it that you turned the LEDs on for 30 seconds, and it would glow in the dark for hours. That was pretty cool. It sits in a drawer now. This was one of my first super bright LED flashlights. It's the old Arc AA, and I'm not even sure. No, this is an Arc LS. I had a couple Arc AAs too, the little AAA light, but they had another fatal flaw in them, and I kept losing them. So, and the same with the little O-light one. It has a similar problem, is you have to unscrew the head to turn the light off, but if you unscrew the head, that means it's loose, and you wind up losing the heads off them. The Arc AA, this little ring here, hanging from your key ring, it would eventually wear out and you'd lose the light. Anyway, this one sits in a drawer too. These have been my favorite lately, my little lights, and these have rechargeable batteries in it. This is the Astrolux and a K1 or KI, if you ever saw these. Back originally when I bought these cost like 10 or 12 bucks, and then they got up into the high 20s and low 30s, and I think I had 3 of them at one point. I've lost one of them, but these are pretty neat. These have a main LED that can be pretty bright, and there's a turbo mode in it. And it also, of course, has the obligatory strobe mode. But it also has a little white LED light over here. I don't know if you can even see that. It's so dim. And then it's got a little red one on the other side. And that was pretty cool. These are my favorite little lights just to drop in my pocket. They are rechargeable. There's a a micro USB port under that plug. I usually have to have a tip of a knife blade to get open. I had the rainbow colored one too, but that was that one. I thought that was going to be the hardest one to lose, and it's the one I wound up losing. But those aren't the subject of today's video. It's just kind of a fun blast from the past. It's this little light here, and I bought 2 of them. The brand name of these, and you can find them on AliExpress or Amazon or Temu or whatever company you sells that kind of stuff. You know what I'm talking about. And I saw these first on Big Clive's site, and of course Big Clive broke it, took it apart so he could reverse engineer the circuit board. I'm not going to do anything like that. I'm also not going to throw them out of helicopters or melt them or, you know, compare it to a $700 flashlight. These are anywhere from about $8 or $9 to about $20, depending on what sale you happen to find. And they make them in 3 different versions. Well, they're all V3. They all do the exact same thing, but one of them will have it's the body shell that's different. There's a smoke-colored shell, and then there's a transparent, you know, clear shell, and then there's like a zombie green one. And these 2, and I never saw the zombie green one until I started making this video, or I'd have bought one of those too. I think I paid around $12 for the first one in smoke, and I think I found a sale for about $7 or $8 on the clear one. I'm tapping them like I know which one is which. I don't. But let's get them out and take a look at them. The specs are, they have a Type-C charging port finally. I'm trying to get rid of all my stuff that still has micro USB ports on it because they're a pain in the butt. So it has a Type-C charging port. It has 2 large LEDs in the front and a bunch of little tiny ones, you know, surface type mount ones inside. It's a 500 milliamp hour battery. If I remember right, these were only about 300, and these lasted a long time. They're waterproof, IP65 waterproof. They weigh 33 grams. The work modes are main light, turbo, high, and medium. Turbo, high, medium, low, economic. And the side lights have a white light, a UV light, a red light, and you can strobe the red and the blue and the... Anyway, let's get it out and have a look at it. Let's stop talking about it and get it out and have a look at it. And I'll try and find links to this from all the different people below. This is the smoke-colored one. This is the clear-bodied one, and I haven't even had the clear-bodied one out of the package yet. And so this is what they look like. Let's start with the smoke one. They both do the exact same thing, and they're very light. This had an all-metal body, and this is plastic, but these are fairly heavy little lights, and these are very light. Of course, the metal body makes it stronger and will probably hold up better, but you know what? If you just drop it in your pocket and it only costs $12, who cares? So let's see if I can remember how to work it. We have a main button. We have a button that says power, has a typical computer power button on it. I don't know if you can see that. And then we have a button that has a lightning bolt on it. And that's pretty much all we have. On this side, it says Model V3 Boruit, and then there's some, you know, electrical symbols type things on it, you know, saying it passed different things. See what happens if we press the power button. Press the power button once, nothing happens. Is it dead? I don't think so. Let's press it and hold. Oh, okay. Now we can't see anything. Press it and hold it. Press it and long hold it. And then when you release the button, it goes off. That's probably a turbo mode. Let's double press it. Okay, double press it, it turns on, and I have a little green LED there probably telling me that it doesn't need to be charged, and it went off after a couple seconds. And then we press it again, it goes into its different brightness modes. And then there's turbo mode, bright mode, low mode, and economy mode. And if we press it and hold it, it goes off. Now, if we press the button with the lightning bolt, just pressing it once does nothing. Pressing it and long holding it turns on the bright white LED in the side, but it goes off as soon as you release it. And then double pressing it starts the red light flashing. And then pressing it once and release it starts that police car type look of the red and the bright flashing. And it changes, as you can see when you leave it on. It goes through several different modes. and then it starts back over again on the strobing and alternating. And then it just alternates back and forth. And then it alternates together. And then it goes back to the strobing and alternating. And if you press it once more, then you get the white, and the white just stays on. You press it once more, and now you get a very low white light. Press it once more, now you get the red light on bright. Press it once more, now the red light flashes alone. Press it once more, and now we go back to the police car mode. And then press it, hold it, and it turns off. And that's its functions. Take a quick look at the clear-bodied one, and as you'll see, it's exactly the same thing, and it's going to work in exactly the same way. And also, I didn't mention this green light here. That's the charge indicator light. So it's green now. When it needs to be charged, that turns red. And then the oh yeah, that's really extra bright through the clear housing, isn't it? Wow, it really is a lot brighter through that housing as compared to the geez, that's blinding. Now I want to know what it looks like in the zombie green housing. There is no zombie green version. What they're showing as green is just a glow in the dark feature that the transparent version has. And I didn't even realize it had it till I went to go to get the zombie green version and started reading about it, because I realized I couldn't get one. And this is what happens. If you turn on the really bright LED, the internal one, not the ones that shine out the end, but the internal one, if you turn that on, and I'm going to tip it away from the camera so I don't blind you and me, and you hold it on for a couple of seconds and then let it go, it glows in the dark. So there's your zombie green version. Darn it, I wanted a real zombie green one. But other than that, it works exactly the same. These are really pretty slick. And then the charging port, I'm half blinded right now from that. The charging port is right there on the front. So I will put a link to these both below, and I'm probably going to run off and buy the green bodied one because I think it's pretty cool. There is this company, and you can find these under different brand names in Boruit. You know how the Chinese stuff is. A manufacturer makes something and it'll pop up under half a dozen different brand names. This just seems to be the most common brand name I can find. I will put links to it below. They will be affiliate links, of course. You guys know how affiliate links work. And I'm going to buy the green one without a doubt, because I think these are actually kind of cool. I kind of like this stuff, you know. What can I say? If I put a link to Temu, it probably won't be directly to the product itself. It'll probably be a Temu link. But if you type Boruit, Boruit V3 EDC flashlight, you will find this. Temu doesn't like to give you affiliate links to separate products, so that's why that is. Or you can buy it from AliExpress. If I can find it on Amazon, I'll put a link there too. Anyway, that was my review of the little Boruit V3 EDC flashlight in clear and smoke colors. Oh, I forgot to mention there's also a magnet on this end. And do I have any? It seems to be a pretty strong magnet. Let's see if I can find something to stick it to. Here's a pair of scissors. Let's see if it'll stick to the scissors. Yep, there we go. So that is a pretty decent magnet. Certainly enough to hold the flashlight. Might not be enough. No, there it is. It is enough to hold it on its side. So nice little magnet on the end, and a little keychain, of course. And that is it. Links below. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.